I hope you remember what we did in the blind SQL injection lessons. We saw how to perform a Boolean and time-based blind SQL injection exploit. And of course, manually exploiting such a vulnerability is a time-consuming event. And it's also just very hard to go step by step. So we can use SQLmap to get over these obstacles. So first, I'm going to start with a Boolean-based one. And so there's a search box here. I think you know what's happening. Just enable Foxy Proxy, then type something in and search. Now go to burp, and the request is here. So before forwarding, copy it to a file. And I'm going to use the same file and save. Then let the request go. Okay, open your terminal, then type SQLmap-R and request the file path. ptitle hpentest:28.08.2019 and run. Now it's funny because we're looking for a Boolean-based SQL injection, but we discover a time-based one. Yeah, so you can skip testing the others. Okay, so yeah, the exploit is with an integer value. Okay, again, and this can always happen to you. Okay, now, directly I'm going to point to the Boolean-based injection. B is for Boolean-based. It executes, but nothing is found. So maybe providing the DBMS can help. But nothing is found. Oh no, I'm getting nervous. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 more parameters. Level 5. There are 5 levels. The default value is 1, where a limited number of tests or requests are performed. And vice versa, level 5 will test verbosely for a much larger number of payloads and boundaries. So all in all, the harder it is to detect an SQL injection, the higher the level must be set. And risk 3. And there are 3 risk values. The default value is 1, which is innocuous for the majority of SQL injection points. Risk value 2 adds to the default level the tests for heavy query time-based SQL injections. And then value 3 adds also OR-based SQL injection tests. Super! All right, so finally we discover the Boolean-based blind injection. No, don't test any other. Just look at the result. The SQLmap discovers a hard injection type for us. Okay, so bring in the banner data for me. And sure enough, it brings the banner information for the operating system, web application, and server. So now think how hard it was for us to get 1 character of the version information. Okay, so get the current database. Okay, something went wrong. Because the SQLmap runs in single thread mode, some data retrieval problems can happen. But I'm going to show you that thread a few seconds later. So before adding threads, I will add these parameters. Prefix will add what I write before SQLmap's payload, and suffix will add what I write after the SQLmap's payload. Then I can refresh the SQLmap session to start exploiting from the beginning. Now have a look at the payload. it puts everything in place. So now get the current user. Okay, and add threads 10 to retrieve data fast. Now, I couldn't see what happened, did you? It was very fast. So we can use the threads parameter for bigger result sets. Yeah, let's see, for example, this one. And make the threads 10. Ah, look at how fast it is. So no and no, I don't want to crack hashes now. Okay, so I think we're done with the Boolean-based SQL injection. So let's have a look to see if there's another one. Okay, so go to Firefox, open an appropriate page from the menu, and I need a request file. So type something in and search, open burp, and the request is here. So copy this to a file and save. Okay, so go to terminal again and then run. And it will get a time-based blind SQL injection. Okay, so we know this is not a surprise. We can also point with a technique parameter like that. Okay, so get the banner information. Oh yes, please do optimize. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here because even SQLmap has its boundaries. So as we've done, SQLmap should also wait in time-based SQL injections. So now you may think, well, adding threads to the parameter can solve it. Well, good thought, but I am so very sorry. It doesn't work for time-based SQL injections. And as you can see, SQLmap is very clever. It completes the previous data retrieval process. Okay, so I just can't wait that much. So finally, we come to the end of the SQL injection part of this course. I hope you enjoy that,